This video is a rare one because it's pretty serious in that I have been thinking about it for a while, and it's been a minute since I've done a Get Personal Real Talk, one where I sit down and I say, hey, no, honestly, we're not talking about entertainment here. I'm just going to give you like 10 minutes of whatever I'm thinking about. This one's about numbers because it's such an enigmatic, is that the word? Enigmatic? I don't know. It's a confusing concept here, and I just kind of want to hash it out for myself. I'm addicted to numbers. Like, I'm addicted to analytical data. Even since, like, when I first started making YouTube videos, I remember I would wake up in the morning and I'd go downstairs and I'd pop up my YouTube analytics and, like, where are my views coming from? Who's viewing it? What are the keywords? How am I going to roll this into next week's YouTube video? What am I going to do to make next week's video better? And the crazy thing is that, I preached for a long time that, hey, if you want to get into YouTube content, Twitter, Twitch, whatever, if you want to make content, you can't focus on the numbers. And I'm also here to say that was wrong. I think that you should focus on the numbers, but you should not let the numbers get in the way of whatever you're interested in making. Weird. I know, right? Because sometimes those things conflict. Sometimes the things you want to make aren't the things people want to watch. And then, like, why are you making them? Like, for your own enjoyment? That's great, but not when you have bills to pay. I'm worried about numbers because I don't understand them. I do. I get them. But they're hard to pin down. And I realize the more that I try and dissect, why things are doing well for me or why things aren't doing well for me, the more that I get frustrated because there's no clear rhyme or reason. When you jump on YouTube, when you jump on Twitter, when you jump on Instagram or Facebook or Twitch, you acknowledge that there is a certain way these sites operate. We all remember when Instagram decided to change things up and they stopped going chronological. We all remember when Twitter did the same thing. Recently, they added that option in to Twitter, so if you go to your settings, you can turn it off. Make sure that you do that, because if you don't, you're a sheep. But these are all platforms that have their own way of running things. YouTube has an algorithm that tells you what videos they think that you would most likely want. Twitch has no algorithm. It is strictly who you follow and who has the most views. Twitch is weird in that regard. But the more that I get off of social media and the more that I try and look at what I've done and what I can do better, the more that I get frustrated because everybody's got their own fucking way of doing things, and it's difficult to get a grasp on it. And it's tough because it's my job. It's my job to be relevant on the internet. It's my job to make funny tweets, to make good YouTube videos, to make entertaining Twitch content, to post good photos on Instagram, to make engaging Facebook content. Hell, it's my job to accumulate Pinterest followers and make good playlists for Spotify and SoundCloud. And it's frustrating because no matter, it's like, why can't I hold all these limes meme? You remember that guy who's just like, man, every time I try and grab this other side of the limes, like more limes fall through. And I want to kind of like lay it out for you that I don't think this is a me thing. I don't think this is a people interested in creating content thing. This isn't a universal thing. When you're focusing really hard on figuring out how to improve your grade in math class, you're going to do that at the expense of studying for history and English, your two strongest courses. And yeah, you might not see a huge decline in grades, but you're also going to notice something a little bit when you commit to a full semester of studying your ass off for math. So when your math grades go up, your history and English grades go down. Same thing with me. When I focus more on making engaging content on Twitter, my YouTube views go down. Or when I focus on Twitch and streaming more, I have less time to do other things. So then my Instagram and my Twitter die, or my YouTube falls off. And life is an ever changing. Man, what the fuck? What's a good analogy for this? It's like trying to hold sand in your hands. Like, no matter what you focus on, there's going to be something else that suddenly becomes unmanageable or less than what you expected. And it's frustrating. I want to make it clear that this is not a video that's going to have some weird like punchline where you're like, oh my God, I never thought of it that way. I can't believe that I never approached life in this circumstance, and now I'm ready to tackle everything that life gives me. This is a lot for me. It's frustrating. I've lived in the content creation sphere for almost a decade. It's almost been 10 years where I've sat here and I made YouTube videos. And a lot of you have come and gone. There's some, a very small portion of you that have stuck around for a while, since Minecraft, or even even since before that, since I didn't even make YouTube or gaming videos back in the day. I made vlogs. And there's also a huge influx of new people that are coming in here, and maybe somebody watched a Smash video the other day and they're like, I like Smash content, and they see this and like, what the fuck is this dude talking about? But content and the things that you do in life, numerics and analytics are the enemy. They're also the key. And that's what's frustrating, is trying to find a balance between what is in your control, what you can look at and say, here's the things I could have done differently that would have affected this in the long run or in the short term, and things out of your control, things that you look at and you say, this, no matter what I did, this was always going to be the case. I shouldn't focus too much on how it can affect this because it's not something I can handle. For Twitch, which is a website that doesn't have an algorithm to sort premiere content, that relies a lot on like how many people are watching. If you have a good viewership, then you're going to be higher up in the search results. For YouTube, it's what related keywords do you have? What videos are popping off, and how can you attach yourself to that video? It's algorithm based. It's what do you know about the YouTube platform and how can you exploit that? For school, it's how the fuck do I study and how do I get ahead on this class while not dropping my ass into the D- category of my history exams? Like, how do I focus on the things that I need to focus on while also giving attention to the classes that, you know, I'm good at, but I can't just leave by the wayside? And there's two ways to think about this for me. One is, holy shit, there's too much to keep up with, and this is really defeatist. I don't really want to hang out with this, but oh man, there's too much to keep up with. I don't know how I'm going to manage all this. And then there's the other one, which is, well, hell yeah, dude, it's like an RPG game. I just got to keep maxing stats on whatever works. You know, I got to max history next semester, and then this semester I'm going to max math, and we're going to figure it out. It's a balancing act, and there's always something to do. Life should never be boring. I just wish that life wasn't so much work, man. But it's true. Life should not be boring. This should not be boring. And the more that I sit down and think about it, the more that I realize it's just more effort, you know? Yeah, there's never going to be a dull moment if you don't want there to be a dull moment. And the moment that you think you have everything under control is the moment you need to pick something else up and figure out how to control that. Like, I don't think that the end of... Where are we going with this video? Don't know. I don't think that the end game here is to have your entire life under control. I think the end game here is to be really efficient at switching tasks when you need to switch tasks and managing everything as you see fit. So I'm obsessed with numbers. How do we bring this back to the original topic? It's because I feel like, for me, numbers are always the thing that I'm going to consistently focus on. If I don't have a good day on Twitch, that's going to affect me. If I have a good day on Twitch, but my YouTube video didn't do that great, that's going to affect me. If I had a good day on Twitch and YouTube, but my tweets didn't do that well that day, that's going to affect me. If I had a good day on all the three, but I didn't upload on Instagram, well, there you go, man. You fucked up. You didn't make content for a platform. There's always a place where I could have improved, and that gets daunting over time. That gets like oppressive. There's too many angles where I can consistently look up and say, well, yeah, I didn't do that, or I did not succeed in that area, and it becomes a focus. That's not good energy. God, that sounds terrible. That's not good energy. I hate that. That sounds like I have a healing crystal that I charge up. That's not good mentality. You know, if you're always focusing on where you can do better, that's a good idea for a baseline, but if you only focus on where you can do better, that's a problem. And it's too easy to blur the line between the two. I always focus on where I can do better, and occasionally I will only focus on where I can do better. And I'll stop remembering that, you know, I had an exceptional day. You know, I was enjoying myself and I did well on Twitch, or I had fun making this video, and even if it didn't meet a numerical goal, that video was still enjoyable for me to make. And I just wanted to both tell myself and everyone out there that it's okay to focus on things that you can improve on when they're in your control. It's also okay to recognize when things are out of your control and nothing you could do would ever potentially affect them. Things outside of your control, whether it be the timing on assignments getting assigned, or the peer grade that you got, or the presentation that your other members of your group didn't pull their weight and you tried your ass off and it just didn't reflect numerically well on your grade. It's okay to focus on that and be upset with it, but it's not okay to solely focus on it. Like, especially if you kicked ass in the only things you can control. And I did a video a long time ago, I'm talking 4 years ago, about 4 years ago, I don't know why I became Canadian, about focusing only on the things that are in your control. It's stressful. It's really stressful to have the onslaught of the world be presented to you in analytical data, whether it's your grades or your following or your views or your bank account, whatever it is. It's really stressful to have somebody put a piece of paper in front of you and be like, this is what you were worth today. But it's not bad. It's only bad if you spend your entirety of your life focusing on why you did not do better. You can focus on why you could do better, how you could do better, and in ways you can, improve whatever situation you're in. But if that's the only focus, if your only focus is the things that went wrong, you're not going to be happy. And that in turn is going to negatively affect all the things that you're engaged with. God, this video was fucking terrible. Honestly, I'm going to upload it. Why? Because I don't know. This is I've made so many videos like this where I've just not uploaded them and I've just talked to myself, but I don't know. We'll see how this one sounds tomorrow when I wake up. Thanks for watching. This is a get personal, get real talk, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And I highly look forward to your comments. I'll talk to you all later.